If you ask many B2B buyers what the biggest deciding factor is for them when choosing a vendor or supplier, the answer will most likely be price. Now, obviously, given two choices where everything else seems equal, why pay more to one company when the other is willing to do the exact same work for less? Well, here's the deal. Everything isn't equal, and it's probably not even close to the exact same work or quality or value. In fact, what these buyers may not even realize is that before they get to the price factor, they are already sorting through their choices based on a more powerful P word: perception. How your brand is perceived by your audience will determine if you make it into the price consideration phase in the first place. Price will always be a factor, of course, but in this video, I'll share 3 ideas to help you boost your perception in your industry and limit the power of price only in your prospect's decision making. First, let's understand something. Price is definitely an important consideration, but saving a few dollars isn't always worth it if they're sacrificing quality or customer service. My job as a designer and creator of brands is not merely making cool logos and pretty websites, it's creating perception. Your job as an industry leader is to create the perception that you are actually an industry leader. But most companies create their brand image by default. There are always fires to put out and contracts to fill. The day-to-day emergencies of your business can get in the way of doing the work to deliberately create the perception that you provide unmatched value. So here are 3 ways to change that. Number 1, your brand image matters. A logo is not clip art for the top of your website. It's an icon. It's a symbol that generates a feeling in those who see it. And when a prospect sees it for the first time, along with your other branded collateral like your website or brochure, they get a sense of your level of professionalism. The care and effort that you put into your brand image reflects on the care and effort that you will put into their business. Now, whether they can consciously articulate that or not, they know it and they feel it, and you get ranked accordingly. Number 2, the small things add up. You'd be surprised how little things like the design of your business card or the texture of the paper of your stationery can shape the perception of your entire organization. How are your invoices prepared and shared? How are emails and proposals presented? Every individual touch point between your company and your prospect works to create a perception, be it positive or negative. And number 3, if you ship or deliver products to customers, how are they packaged? How are they delivered? How are they received? The experience of receiving your product, whether it's physical or digital, it's powerful in the minds of your customers. It's not just about slapping a logo on a brown box. It's about creating an experience that your customers will want to repeat again and again. Now, you know this. Consumer products that are perceived as the highest value understand this. They don't use branded, expensive packaging because they happen to have it lying around in the back. They create an experience out of every step: buying, receiving, opening, and using. Your B2B customers are the same human beings. They know the feeling they had opening the amazing consumer product they bought the other day. If you could give them the same feeling, they would notice and appreciate it and want it again. Which brings me back to number 1, your logo. Because after an experience like that, your logo becomes even more to them than a symbol of value and professionalism. It's now a visual reminder of the feeling they got when they bought your stuff. They see it and they have an emotional response to it. It doesn't mean that they'd be willing to pay anything for it, but it certainly means they'd be willing to pay more for it.